Good evening. Thank you for coming. Feel free to take a seat. Yes, people are just starting to show up. Plenty of seats open, man. Plenty of seats open. Feel free to help yourself. Yes, sir. Anywhere over there is fine. Anywhere over there is fine. Nope, no, you can't go that way, ma'am. I apologize. Those are reserved seatings. That is hype team seating only over there, ma'am. You will not be able to sit over there. And that's why there's a velvet rope, ma'am. Yes. It should be a good show. Yes. Please take a seat. Mr. Davis, this way, please. VIP, please take care of him. Thank you. Everybody get a seat. Show will be starting soon. Please fill in all of the seats. Show will be starting soon. Thank you all for coming to another presentation from Raider Reaction. We always appreciate it. Thank you, as always. Please take a seat. Sir, you can't smoke that in here. As much as I'd love to let you, you're going to have to take that outside. All right, it appears with standing room only at the back now. At this point, if you're just showing up, I apologize. Next time, show up earlier and maybe you'll get a seat. Enjoy the show.
Raider Reaction is for mature audiences only, so if you can't stand the heat, stay away from the fire.
Another beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield, I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation, and you come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. And just where is that, might you ask? Well, let me give you some simple directions, shall we? It's just down the street, past the house with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop at the corner and ask my man Joe. He's a gentleman, he's a scholar, but most of all, he's a man of commerce. Slip him what you should, and he's going to point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left and then a right. And as you find yourself strolling down the street, minding your own goddamn business, a cool breeze will hit you that chills you right to your skeletal core, and you'll find yourself asking, was that the autumn wind? Oh, you goddamn right. Should you venture down that deep, dark alley? Well, of course you should, because what you're going to find at the end is a special little place that we like to call deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction, and as it is every freaking Tuesday on Raider Reaction, it is the Raider Nation Report with yours truly, a solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black. Thank you for joining me, each and every damn one of you. I'm not quite sure what's up with the comments there, but there's people watching, but the comments seem to be not quite working. So, not sure what's going on there, but regardless, we trudge forward. Thank you for joining me, each and every damn one of you. We've got 60 minutes here. We got 53 left. After, all of the work me and my midgets are doing before the show starts. It's a lot to get going. So, let's get right into it, right quick. Let's start with Week 11 and what went down in Week 11. We beat it to death last night, Big L and myself. I had the post-game reaction, my instant reaction on it. I've been talking about it for 2 days. Calling it a moral victory it just seems hollow. Colin Cowherd calling it, how did he coin it? The best loss by any NFL team the entire season. Now that's a trophy I want to stick on my fucking mantle right there. The best loss of any NFL team all season. That's great. So what are we, the champions of the losers for the season? I can't take away a moral victory. An L is an L. But the positives you can take out of this game is you stood toe-to-toe with the defending Super Bowl champ, the team that everybody expected to return right to the Super Bowl. You took every punch they had, and you were right there till the freaking final blow. And right there till the final bell, the final whistle. I hanged with them. You already took one from them. It's very, very hard in the National Football League to beat a team 3 times in a season. And if you would have swept the Chiefs, there's a good possibility you're playing the Chiefs a 3rd time. And like I said, so history may actually end up working in the benefit of the Silver and Black if they do end up having to face the Chiefs a 3rd time, which we will talk about that a little later. This game puts the Raiders right where I thought they would be at this point in the season. When I do my way too goddamn early preseason predictions, as soon as the schedule comes out, I sit down with you guys, I break down the schedule, I go through it, and I blindly break it down. I chew it up, I spit it out with you guys, and we came up with 11-5. We came up with 11-5, and after we had them coming out of the Falcons game, we had them sitting at 7-4, which is right where they're gonna freaking be after they stomp the shitbirds. So this is right where this team should be. You got to take into the fact you had no preseason. This is a very young team. The overall age of this team is one of the lower in the league. It's a very young team, and you had a lot of rookies that have come in. You have a lot of second-year guys. This is a young nucleus, and a lot of key positions and a lot of the tools you added in the offseason were at these key positions and these young guys, which you're expecting to contribute to your overall product and the end result of your season. So if you're expecting all of that to happen, that takes time. That takes time, and they didn't have that. So you had to know, looking at the season, the first 8 games were much more difficult than the last 8 games, and the way the first 8 laid out with no ramp-up time was going to be much more difficult than the last 8. So if you come out of the first 10 games of the season 6-4, 3-1 in your division, 1-1 with the defending division champs, defending Super Bowl champs, And the one you lost was a absolute shootout where you were trading blows the whole game. They're in a positive spot. But we were in this spot last year. Were we not? Oh, deja vu. Here we are again. Freaking. Yeah. Here we are again. Last year, we were staring down the Jets. And everybody's like, it's the fucking Jets. Come on, we're going to 7-4. This. The Falcons are a talented team that has lost their way, and they're stuck in the middle of do you reload or rebuild, and I think they're in rebuild mode after this season. I don't think they're going to try to reload. They're an interesting team. They were a team that a few years ago was a Super Bowl team. They have talent on the team. So on any given Sunday, that talent can pop up. So you got to be ready for teams like that. You can't look past them. You can't do that. You definitely can't do that. You don't want to look past those guys. But we'll get to them a little more later in the show. Like I said, got a solid 60 minutes here. I hope you guys hang around with me till the end. Let me jump over here, see if these comments are working. I'd like to be able to see what the fuck everybody's saying, but the goddamn Facebook, I tell you. There we go. We got some comments. Jonathan, Dare, Eric. All right. Now we got some comments. What's up, fellas? What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me, as always. Goddamn, see, fucking Facebook, always fucking with my shit. Always giving me grief. Why you gotta fuck with me? Fucking with my mojo. I believe we will bounce back this week, and thank you all. Goddamn, I felt like I was here talking to myself. Like, one game at a time, Daryl says. And I agree with you, Daryl. I agree with you 100%. One more thing I want to hit on. I think the defense has taken some very unnecessary flack for this game. It seems like the uneducated fan looks at the last 30 seconds of a game and whatever happens in the last 30 seconds of a game, and that's the reason you lost. I saw somebody post it in the group earlier like he did a fucking mic drop or something. It's on the defense, man. They gave up the last touchdown. Oh, no shit, Captain fucking Obvious. How did we get here? The narrative for the fucking other goddamn 58 minutes didn't have dick to do with it? Like, come on, man. Let's not be uneducated. But I think the defense is catching some unnecessary flack in this game. I really, really do. I think they're catching some unnecessary flack. Now, we talked about it last night, and I'm going to talk about it again. This series right here was fucking gigantic. Right there. At this time of the game, it's the beginning of the fourth quarter. You just went up by 3. Everybody in the fucking world that is a Raider fan is saying the same thing. So the defense needs to make a play. We're going to stop right here. And Mad Max blows this motherfucker up. The defense did what you needed them to do at the most crucial time of the game. They came up with a big stop here. You get a big stop on the next play from Damon Arnett. You get a big stop from Damon Arnett that on a pass play that holds them to now. You're at, because look, you're 2nd and 14. That was a huge play right here. Arnett, big play. Rookie comes up, makes a play. Nice tackle, nice open field tackle, gets him to the ground. All of a sudden, you're in 3rd down. Now, you've got him a little rattled. You come out, you flash blitz here, and you're going to get the flag for false start because you've got him a little rattled. The defense has him a little rattled. They realize it's 3rd and long. So your defense gets them off the field. They flash blitz here. They're going to get 5 yards just for the aggression and the way the defense played the first 2 plays of this very, very incredibly crucial series in the game. Right here. Flash the blitz. You get the play. And then this next play. This next play is... The defense seems to get no credit for this play because this should have been a game-changing, altering play. This very next play. All I heard is, they got no pressure on Mahomes. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. The fuck, man? What game were you watching? Not the same as me, apparently. I saw the defense right here in a very, very crucial time make a stop to 1st and long. Or excuse me, to 2nd and long. Get another stop to put you in 3rd and long. They flash blitz, freaking rattle the offensive line, and then they do this. They get pressure. They make him roll out. Kulikowski flashes. He's on him. And Nicholas Morrow dives. makes the stab out of the air, puts the ball to the ground. Defense gets the big stop right there. Game changed. Game changed. Because now what happens? Now what happens? You're up by 3. You're getting the ball back. There's like 13 some minutes on the clock. And this game's over. And this game's over. You go down and put points on the board, and this game's over. And where this game came off the rails is I'm anybody that blames Derek Carr for fucking anything in this game is a fucking asshat. Derek Carr did nothing wrong this entire game. Nothing. He played damn near a perfect game, other than the floater interception at the end of the game, which was desperation time. When there wasn't, with one timeout, what the hell was he gonna do with that? That was gonna have to be some Madden shit, and in regular football, that shit just doesn't happen very often. So he tried to put a touch pass up over defender, and shit happens. But he played a perfect game up until 20 fucking some seconds left in the game. So if you try to put anything on Derek Carr in this game, you're an asshat. You're a fucking clown. Okay. I'm just saying. But I'm putting a little blame firmly in the lap of the man who's in charge. Chucky, John Gruden. Sometimes he has the propensity and he gets a little conservative. He gets a little too cerebral. He gets a little too fucking predictable. On the biggest series of the game, the one that directly followed that defensive stop, you cannot go 3 and out. You cannot not get that first down. You had a big run on first down, and then you go predictably to another run again, and then you take a shot down the field, an instant shot to Nelson Aguilar, and we all know how that worked out.
And was assisting people down. My man just started throwing babies out the window. We was catching them, unlike Aguilar and his mishaps. I like to put that out there.
Yeah, we know how that worked out. So wouldn't it have been a little smarter to not be quite so fucking predictable and to maybe just get a first down and keep that drive moving on the drive that was absolutely going to win you the motherfucking game? Because if you go down and score right there, you win the game, and you don't end up with this fire drill you had at the end of the game. You just don't. That is the turning point of the game, right there. Because when the defense got that stopped, I was fucking jumping up and down. That was the biggest point of the game to me. I was just like, oh my God, we're going to go score. They couldn't stop us right then. There was no doubt in my mind we were going to come out and be aggressive right then. And we come out and went run, and then this kind of weird streaking pass route up the sideline to Aguilar. It just, I don't know. It just didn't seem... It wasn't the series that should have been. And I put that a little bit on the coach. It's just... I don't know. Mismanaged, I guess, is what I can't call. It's not bad coaching. It wasn't bad play. Was it mismanagement at the end of the game a little bit in the fourth quarter that ended up costing the game? I think there was more that than anything to me, because the play calling right there, I just thought was suspect. I thought was really suspect, and it is what it is. It's an L, and we're going to move forward, and we'll get into all of that. We've got a tremendous schedule looking forward. I mean, we just do, and we'll get into all of that a little bit later. Queen City, Raider Nation, if you are in the Missouri area and you want to get away from them fucking bitch-ass Queefs fans that you are probably inundated with, you need to hang out with these guys. Check it out.
Every game day, Show Me Raider and Raider Reaction take you to Wings, etc. on North Glenstone in Springfield, Missouri, with the Queen City Raider Nation, a family of die-hard Raider fans pillaging just for fun.
Just win, baby.
Win, lose, or tie, it's always a great time. If you're a Raider fan in Missouri, come to Wings, etc. Good wings, good heat, good God, let's eat and watch the greatest team in football.
Big L. Tune in Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific, right here on Raider Reaction with Drive Time with Big L. Come check it out. Get a little Raider love.
And of course, make sure you check out that afternoon drive with Big L, man. Make sure you check out that afternoon drive. And follow us on all the social media platforms that you see down there across the bottom, as well as most importantly of all, become an official supporter of Raider Reaction. So you can get in on the official raffles of Raider Reaction. The last prizes from last month's raffle have went out in the mail, so those will be sprinkling at the beginning of next week after the holidays. And next week is our December raffle. It's on the first Thursday of every month, and the official supporters of Raider Reaction are the only ones that can get in and have a chance to win every single prize that we give away. It's going to be 20 plus prize packs again that we're going to be giving away in the December raffle. It's not just our supporters, or it's not just us that's helping out with this. Our official sponsors, Raider Reaction, RaiderNationStore.net, and Motorsports.com. They hook us up with a bunch of prizes to give back to you guys as well. Those that help us, we give back to you. And we've got the new game show, 3 the Hard Way, Raider Trivia Game Show. You get to call in. It's a live, interactive game show with chances to win big Raider prizes at the end. Also kicked in by Motorsports.com, RaiderNationStore.net, and Raider Reaction. But you got to be an official supporter to get in on the raffle and to be a contestant on the game show. You go to RaiderReaction.com, click the supporter tab, tells you everything about being a supporter, gives you a hyperlink how to get back and become a supporter, or you can just go right to the top of the Facebook page, click that blue Become a Supporter button, or click the support button under any fucking video basically you see on the Raider Reaction page. Help us paint the world silver and black. Thank you, as always, each and every damn one of you. Keith, Dare, Nancy, Raiders Girl, what's up? Everybody, thank you all for joining me on another Raider Nation Report. Smash that share button and help us paint the world silver and black. Thank you all. You guys are the shit. Give yourself a run. All right, moving on. Now, there's a guy that plays on the silver and black, and I love the kid. Frankly, he's got the heart of a fucking gladiator. He plays with reckless abandon, but at some points of the game, in the position that he's in, which by title, safety, means you are the safety valve for the defense. You are the one that's supposed to stop shit. You're that safety net. If it gets past the front line and the second line, you're supposed to stop shit. You can't always play with reckless abandon and going 100 fucking miles an hour at all times of the game. And it's becoming a little bit of a concern for me. I love the kid's fire. I love the kid's heart. He is a Raider to the core. But Jonathan Abram is starting to concern me a little bit. He is, listen guys, stats and the fucking shit don't lie. He is the second lowest rated position player as safety in the National Football League. He's the second lowest in coverage. Was the one thing that was the glaring knock on him coming out of college, was he just, as much as he lit motherfuckers up, he was great on the run, he was aggressive, he was a spark plug, he was all over the field, he was suspect in coverage a lot, and it's starting to get exploited a little bit. Mahomes exploited it at the end of the game for the game-winning score. He completely put Jonathan Abram out of position, but Jonathan Abram does so much and I want to take a look, and I want to break down this last series right here. As you see, there's 54 seconds on the clock. 54 seconds on the clock. First pass is to Kelsey. Abram makes the play. He's right there. He's in the perfect position. Not the perfect position to necessarily stop it, but the perfect position to stop it. Now look at this play right here. This is the Jonathan Abram. This is why we love him and the player that he is. Because look at this play. There's not a lot of players in the National Football League that make this fucking play right here at this point in the game. 33 seconds on the clock. And when this happened, I was looking at my son. I was like, this is fucking huge. He tackles him, head on the right side, wraps up. This is a fucking textbook form tackle like you are told to do. You can take down any size man with that kind of a tackle. That is beautiful fucking form Perfect fucking safety play right there for coming up and making the tackle. You kept him in bounds. They had to burn that last time out. Now, unfortunately, what happens next is he gets caught in what has been his biggest deficiency his entire career, and what he needs to work on as a professional, and that is discipline at safety and knowing when sometimes you can't have reckless abandon when you are the safety net on the fucking play. And in this instance, you were the safety net on the play. Nevin Lawson was supposed to cover the flat in case of the rollout, not you, who pulls up and leaves Kelsey wide open. That can't happen. That can't happen, and that's something he's got to work at. And to show you a little better, I wanted to break it down with the next gen stats here and see where the over-aggressive play of Jonathan Abram gets him into trouble a little bit. And he needs to just play a little smarter. As you see number 24 there. He's right there by the 10-yard line on the left side of your screen there. You'll see the number 24. Now, what happens here? The play goes in motion. You see 24 he's starting to acknowledge what's going to happen. Now, what happens as Kelsey leaves the line, number 87, Kulikowski covers him. He releases. The safety's supposed to be back there to cover him. Nevin Lawson, number 26, who's sliding over there to the flat, releases his coverage on number 17. That is picked up behind him by the other safety. Nevin Lawson is going to come up and cover Patrick Mahomes and allow him not to score on that play. Jonathan Abram cannot flash up on that play out of position and allow Travis Kelce. He got over aggressive. He seen quarterback and he thought blood and I'm going to kill him. And as awesome as that is that he has that built in him, you've got to know that you play too important of a role on the defensive side of the ball, especially at that point of the game, to have that kind of a gaffe. He is a man. To say anything bad about the kid, this hurts me to the core. And it's not even really saying anything bad about him, because I don't pin this loss on that play. The fact we were in that situation, I showed you earlier why the fuck we should have never been in that situation. We should have never been in that situation to begin with. We should have handled business when the defense got the stop at the beginning of the fourth quarter and went down and scored and went up by 10 and fucking dropped that in Mahomes' fucking fat ass Andy Reid's lap and said, handle that. Because now it's a whole different game. And you don't get in that position. So the fact that they were backed up there, if you make the stop on that play, there's a good possibility the next fucking play is a touchdown. Or the next play is a touchdown. You've already let them in the red zone, and the guy just dices motherfuckers up down there. We had already put ourselves with our back against the wall, standing on the fucking ledge. So by that point, I'm not blaming the game on Jonathan Abram. So if that's the take you're taking from me, please don't, because that's not what I'm doing here. What I'm trying to show is that we've got a guy back there at safety who needs to understand Patrick Mahomes just worked him for a touchdown right there. He played the safety, rolled up and moved out, and the safety bit hard. And there was a fucking wide open fucking Pro Bowl tight end standing in the end zone. We had the flat. Nevin Lawson had it. He had safety help behind him. Mahomes was not going to score. We didn't give a fuck about a first down right there. He just couldn't score. Abram he cheated, and he got caught. So, I hope he learns from this, and I hope he learns from this, and I think he will. I think he's a very smart kid. He plays, man, he's so good. He's so good. And I showed earlier the tackle before that. Why he's so good. He was involved in all three of the plays at the end. He just didn't make the one out of the three. That was the most important. But like I said, we shouldn't have been in that position to fucking begin with. Shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. Now, sticking on defense, because I think the defense is getting a fucking raw deal this week. Because I think the defense played pretty well. Because if you go back and look at a play or two before that, the defense had Mahomes scrambling. They were putting pressure on him. Everybody says, oh, they just went into prevent. It wasn't quite like that. Okay? This guy he's as much as I hate the motherfucker with a fucking to the fucking center of my core, he's a next generation quarterback. He's fucking good. And you just can't allow him. You can't play the clock management game and give him the ball with that much time left. You just can't fucking do it. Because as soon as we did it, I was just like, oh, fuck. I've seen this movie too many times to know how it ends. I didn't even need to watch it. I knew what was going to fucking happen. So, that's why I'm saying I'm not blaming that on Jonathan Abram. And I'm not blaming everything on Paul Gunther either. Oh my God. Everybody wants to fire the defensive coordinator every motherfucking week. Listen, we can't fire him every week. At some point, defense is reactionary. Offense is different. Offense, you can go out there and you can drill a fucking play with your offense a fucking 1,000 times until they like fucking goddamn well-oiled machine. Okay? Drill it, drill it, drill it, drill it. On defense, you're reacting to what they're doing. You're not dictating. You're reacting. You're reacting to coverages. You're reacting to movement. And you have to do it as a well-oiled machine. And all the gears have to interconnect and work within each other. And that's a much harder thing to do. And sure, you send a play out there on defense and a set and a scheme. But my God, it comes down to just one guy being a fucking 1 foot out of position. And the whole thing's blown up. And everybody's looking at the defensive coordinator. Like, you called that? Yeah. He called for the tight end, the all-pro tight end, to be standing wide open in the fucking end zone. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he drew up on the fucking whiteboard on his fucking tablet. It's like, all right, I want to see Travis Abram, if he rolls out, I want you to jam up here, and I want Kelsey wide open in the end zone. All right? On 3. Break! I'm sure that's how it went down. So the people that want to fucking fire his ass for, it's his fault they gave up the touchdown. How the fuck's it his fault, man? At some time, on defense, players got to play. And defense in the NFL is a fucking tough thing to do. Quit trying to fire our defensive coordinator every other fucking week. Let's see what he can do this season. Because I seen some adjustments made. I seen them make it very difficult on the Super Bowl team champions in the second half of that game, man. Made them grind it in the third. Then came out and 3-and-outed their ass. Could have been a different game. But, all right. Enough beating that fucking horse.
All I have in this world is my balls and my words, and I don't break them for no one. You understand?
You goddamn right. All right. Moving on. All of that's happened. The dust is settled. It is what it is. And here's where we're at after that. Here is your current AFC West standings. You've got the Chiefs sitting at 9-1. Raiders are 6-4 right behind them. Now we are 3-1 in division, just like the Chiefs. But they're 3 games ahead of us. So the reality of the matter is, it's not honestly probably gonna matter. Losing that game really took us out of the race of division crown. They've got the Bucks this weekend, and you seen last night that the Bucks are not all that in a fucking bag of chips. Okay. Fucking Father Time is starting to fucking tug on fucking Brady from behind. And go catch his ass one of these days. They got the Donkeys sitting right after that game. That's a win. I think the Dolphins are fraudulent. I really do. I think you're going to see them fade hard down this stretch, and it's going to start right there with that another L right there. That Saints game is an interesting game. If Drew Brees is back, that motherfucker's got 11 cracked ribs, man. 11. God damn, man. You're just one shy of a dozen. That's not good. That's not good at all. So to think that he's going to come out, I don't know. See, they may be facing Jameis Winston right then. And then you got the shitbirds and the chokers. That's a win and a win. So they're not going to lose 3 games. And we need them to lose 4. We really need them to lose 4. For us to win the division. That just mathematically, that's just not going to happen, man. As much as I want to see it happen, it's not going to happen. They're not, because if they lose 3, then we would have to win out, and then it goes to a tiebreaker, and that we have to win out too. I mean, I'm being realistic. We're probably not going to win out. We're probably going to drop 1 down the stretch, maybe 2. I have us pegged at 11-5. We could be 10-6. I think 10 gets you in. But I hope I still think we're maintaining the 11-5 I had us projected at. So there's just, that means we have to be perfect and we have to own all the tiebreakers. And there's so much. They would have to lose 4 games. It's just not going to happen. 3 or 4 games. I don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. Now, I do see us, however, in the playoff picture, and as we are currently right now, we are in the playoff picture. And if we played right now, Kansas City would be the 2 seed. Pittsburgh undefeated is sitting in that 1 seed. And because you've added in that extra playoff spot and the 3rd wild card, there's only one bye week, only one team that gets a bye week and a bye in that first round, and that's your number 1 seed in both conferences. So your 2 seed now plays your 5 seed. Your 2 seed plays your 7 seed, 3 plays your 6, your 4 plays your 5. So we would be the 7 seed at 6-4, and we'd be playing the Chiefs. So this is where history, and if you know your NFL history, you do not beat a team 3 times in an NFL season. You just don't do it. It just doesn't happen. And so if we would have went in and swept their ass, they would have had history on their side in the 3rd matchup. So now that it's split, it's anybody's game when we meet them again. And I said it last year. I believe you have to vanquish the Chiefs in the playoffs. I think that's where you have to make it happen. And we are right in the hunt, man. We are right in the hunt. All we got to do is get in the fucking tournament. All we got to do is get in the tournament. The defending Super Bowl champs want no part of us. No part of the silver and black. None. They do not. We are the one team in the AFC they do not want to fucking see. We match up well with them in the cold. We can grind it. We can play old school smash mouth football. We can stretch the field. We've got fucking good tight end play. We got solid fullback play. Our offensive line's solid. That's the type of shit that wins games in the fucking playoffs. We've got a quarterback who's very good at the ball, who doesn't turn it over, who's very smart, who's very fucking accurate, who's playing out of his fucking mind right now. They don't want any part of the silver and black. Trust me. They've had nothing but glowing things to say. They want no part of it. So, it could be very, very interesting. Very interesting. The Raiders' schedule is super friendly down the stretch. You've got the Shitbirds and the Jets, the next 2 games. These are the 2 biggest games. And show me Raiders right. They don't want that smoke. Fuck no, they don't. They don't want no part of it. No, they don't. This is the biggest 2 games of the season right here. What you did last week in the loss is you showed the world and the National Football League that the Raiders are back. The Raiders are for real. And they are a team that you should fucking start to worry about. That's what they showed him. Now you got 2 games in a row here of fucking scrubs. Scrubs. Not scrubs you look over. Scrubs you go in and kick the shit out of them. Scrubs you kick the shit out of them. That's what you got to do. This is one of the biggest 2-game swings there is. This is huge. These are 2 games you have to win. You have to go in and prove what you showed last week is the real deal. You have to. Because you got a game after that. It's kind of a playoff tune-up game. The Colts. It's kind of a playoff tune-up game. Because they're a team that's looking on the verge of playoffs. They could win that division. I'm not scared of the Colts, but and I think that'll be a nice tune-up game. But these two games are big, man. These are where you really need to show, because playoff teams in the National Football League win these kind of games. These are the kinds of games that they just walk through them. They handle business and work their way to the games that are really meaningful. You beat the scrubs on your schedule. That's how you get to the playoffs. You don't fucking dick around and lose games to the scrubs. That's what makes you a playoff team. So, to take that next step forward, you got to beat these two teams and become the bully that you look like you are. I think the Raiders are becoming the bully on the block. They're a little bit of the pit bull. They'll play some smash mouth football. They'll gash you when it's time. They do. They're dynamic. This silver and black team is something else, and I think they show it in these 2 weeks. I really, really think they do. I think they show it in these 2 weeks, and then I think we really get to see what this team is when you get to see them play another playoff caliber team in the Colts in 3 weeks. I think that's our measuring stick right there. And I think you're going into that game at 8-4. And I think you could be leaving that game at 9-4. And one of the top teams in the AFC. Because if you can win these next 3 games, it's going to be hard for motherfuckers not to make the argument that you ain't one of the top teams in the goddamn league. That's for goddamn sure. If you have not joined the official group of Raider Reaction, the group that you need to be in, the group that provides you the forum that you can actually speak your mind about the team that you love. You can actually be a little critical. You can say something. You can vent if you need to. You say whatever you want. It's uncensored. It's real. It's raw. It's the official group of Raider Reaction, the Raider Reaction Empire. Come to the dark side. We've been expecting you. It's not one of those fucking stupid Raider groups where people mute you for fucking 72 hours. We don't even know where the mute button is. Do we even have a mute button? I don't even know how to do that. We don't throw you out for speaking your mind or having an opinion. It's real, it's raw, it's uncensored. It's the fucking Thunderdome of fucking Raider groups. It's the dark side. It's the Raider Reaction Empire. Come on over. We've been expecting you. Join the real Raider group. It's the one you should be in. Not some of these others, man. I'm in groups because I dump fucking videos and shit in there and share content, but man, I tell you, I don't even say anything in some of those groups because they're just fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I'd be muted every other day, so fuck it. I just come here and talk shit. It's easier. Fuck it. Fuck it! Damn it! So, looking forward, we have the Falcons this week. The Falcons. Matty Ice Cold and Julio Overrated Jones. Now Julio he's a fantasy football fucking juggernaut. He's great. He's great for your fantasy team. They don't get it done when it counts. They've never got it done when it counts. I mean, they are a fucking perennial. I mean, firmly planted. No, them bitches will never ever leave the kiddie table. They're front row center. They ain't never leaving. Fucking shitbirds. They're right there. I mean, they're no. I mean, they have taken choking to an epic new level. I mean, with the 28-3, even before that, oh my god, the stupid Dirty Bird dance. This is like the entire history of the Falcons is just like one big fucking punchline. It's like, come on, man. So you got them and the Jets. You got it's a shit sandwich right here in the next 2 weeks, and you just got to roll through these two. You just got to roll through these two. You really do. This is the game that you have to. This is the perfect game for after the Kansas City game. It really is, man. It's the perfect. This is the bounce back game like no other. The bounce back game like no other. Like you get the Falcons after you have this heartbreaking loss against the Chiefs. You should go out and sharpen your shit on these guys and absolutely run through the Falcons. This should not even be a close game. This should really be a 2-touchdown blowout. You should come in here and absolutely impose will on this team. They should come in here with the mindset that that's what they want to do. I would hope you're angry after that type of a loss. I would hope you want to come out and show that, yes, we are one of the top teams in the AFC. You've seen it last week. That is not a fucking fluke. We are going to come out. We are going to fucking run over you, step on your throat, walk completely over your ass, and head the fuck out. And heading for the next win. Starting a new winning streak. That's really what has to happen. If you're a playoff team, if you go into Atlanta and you come out of there 6-5, the entire league now looks at you like, what? What are you? Who are you? Your season still wouldn't be over, but at some point in the season, you've got to step up and you've got to become relevant and you've got to start to strike fear in your opponent. You have to take that next step. And this is right where they're at. They have to take that next step. I don't want to see that next step 3 weeks from now while you're trying to scratch and claw and get in the last fucking weeks of the season. Fuck that, man. Step up, become the 5th seed. Become the 6th seed. Get out of that last spot. You're not going to win a division. I just don't see it. It's not possible. Mathematically, it doesn't work. It's not going to work, man. They're not going to lose 3-4 games. I mean, as much as I want to see it. Unless Patrick Mahomes gets fucking snapped somehow and, is gets the Alex Smith treatment, I don't see them losing 3-4. It just ain't going to happen. I'm sorry. Anybody that does?
Okay, boss.
Okay.
Okay, boss.
As much as I want to say, yes, we're going to win the division. No, we're probably not going to win the division. I had us pegged as a wild card team. It was going to be very hard to overtake the Chiefs when you looked at their schedule this year. You knew they were going to sweep the Chargers. You knew they were going to sweep the Donkeys. You knew it was going to be a battle with us, and we were probably going to split with them. So there's 5 fucking wins. 5! That ain't even out of division. It doesn't take a fucking mathematician to say this is hard to overtake them. Hard. It's hard to overtake that. 5. Then you looked at the rest of their schedule and you're like, fuck me. So that's why I say you have to vanquish these guys in the playoffs. That's when it has to happen. You got to slay this fucking big stupid redneck dragon in the playoffs. Dumbass inbred dragon. It's cut its fucking head off with 3 eyes. That's what needs to happen. Let's go to KC. Go there in the cold. Go there in the shit. Then they got no fucking excuse. We did it at home. We spilled blood on your fucking soil and left you laying there and went back to the desert. Fuck you. That's what has to happen. That's how this shit has to roll. That's how this season has to go down. Absolutely has to go down. I do believe it's going to go through. It's going to go through KC. I really believe it. I honestly think so. So we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of football left. A lot of things are going to shake out. But I think the Raiders start to move up. If you win this game, you can move out of that 7th seed. I think they can end up with a 5th seed. They can end up with the highest wild card seed coming into the playoffs. And get a very favorable matchup, I think. I think we'll get a decent first-round matchup. I really think we will. So that's what I think we need to do, and I think it starts this week. I think you have a huge, big, gigantic bounce-back week this week. I really, really do. I really do. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Now, if you haven't heard, I dropped the info, was it last week or the week before? we've been in the development here for a little interactive game show that we wanted to bring you guys into the show with us a little more, make it a little more interactive. And we thought the best way was, and we're going to start out with rewarding our official supporters at Raider Reaction, and they're going to be the first contestants of the new game show that we have put together. So if you think you have a little Raider trivia knowledge, you think you know a little Raider pop culture trivia, little sports Raider trivia, and this is all silver and black. We're not deviating. This is strictly for the Raider Nation. This is a Raider trivia game show called Three the Hard Way. It's a little call-in game show. All you gotta do is get on your phone. It's real simple. 13 categories. You pick them in the order that you would like. You have 3 minutes. Answer 10 right, you win. Get 3 wrong, you lose. Simple, right? Three the Hard Way with yours truly, the Commish. If you think you've got a little Raider trivia action, our official sponsors, RaiderNationStore.net, Motosports.com, are helping us hook it up with prizes, big prizes, autograph swag, autograph memorabilia. We're going to hook it up. And if you think you got a little knowledge, become an official supporter of Raider Reaction. Go to RaiderReaction.com, click that supporter tab, all the info's there, or click that blue button at the top of the Raider Reaction Facebook page and become an official supporter of Raider Reaction. Help us paint the world silver and black, and you can have official exclusive access to our raffles 12 times a year, the first Thursday of every month. Next one's coming up. December raffles next week. You don't want to miss out, man. 20 plus prize packs in that bitch. Plus, you get a chance to get in on be a contestant, if you so choose, on Three the Hard Way, our new Raider trivia game show that we're going to be premiering very, very soon. I would say within the next week or two, possibly even next week. I've already got a couple contestants lined up that are interested in it. So, if you think you can make it through Three the Hard Way, become a supporter, that'll put you right into the Dark Side Inner Circle group, and then you can send us a message and say, hey, I want to be on the goddamn game show. I want to win prizes. I want to prove how smart I am. I'm the smartest Raider fan out there. I know everything. Just ask me. Well, we will. And we will. All right. Moving on. It's that time of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Yes, it's that time.
What?
It's that special little segment.
What? What? What?
That we like to call the WTF. Now, my WTF tonight, and I kind of segued into it, and I touched on it, flirted with it a little bit throughout the show. I might maybe even felt it up a little over the shirt, got some little second base action on this WTF a little as the shows went on. But, what the fuck, man? Lay off the defense. This defense has gotten better and better over the past several weeks. You've seen them make this epic stop, goal line stand. You've seen them get better. They're starting to get turnovers. They had given you the opportunity to beat the defending Super Bowl champions in the fourth quarter of this game. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish that. And then, shit happens. When you get backed in a corner, you cannot, as a team, put yourself in that situation at the end of the game. You can't. That's a horrible fucking situation to be in. So you can't blame that on the defense. You can't blame that on the defensive coordinator. Give the defense some fucking slack, man. They're 6-4. They didn't get there because of one side of the ball and not the goddamn other. That isn't how it works, ladies and gentlemen. That is not how it works. You don't get to reward the fucking offense for being 6-4 and shit on the fucking defense who's 6-4. That's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. That is not how it works in any way, shape, or fucking form. Both you kids are on the honor roll. Both you kids should be patted on the back and said how great they're doing, how much better the young players that you have plugged in at key positions are starting to improve and getting better. The defense is not the only fucking problem on this team. They're not the reason this team loses every fucking game. And they aren't the reason the team lost this one. It was poor game management at the end of the game, and you left yourself in a bad situation and badly exposed at the worst time of the game against the defending Super Bowl champ. That's all that happened. Quit blaming the fucking defense for everything. What the fuck? It's not their fault all the time. They're not that bad. It's hard to play defense now in the National Football League with the rules they have laid out for you. Fair question, David. It's a fair question, but if it doesn't, nothing works if the players aren't in the right position. Nothing works. Nothing works if the players aren't in the right position. So, I mean, we can question it all, but if the players don't play in the right position, you can't call for the head of the defensive coordinator. Do you really think he called the play that says, I want Kelsey running wide open? I want two guys cheating up and covering the flat instead of one? No. So, when Kwiatkowski released Travis Kelsey, he should have been picked up immediately by Jonathan Abram on that play. I'm just saying. That's what should have happened. So, that is a player mistake. That's not a coach mistake. If he picks that guy up, nobody's open. Everybody else was covered. Mahomes would have ran the ball, and he would have got tackled by Nevin Lawson. Or he would have been picked up by Isaiah, who was right behind him. That's what was going to happen. It wasn't good. It's just, we're beating a dead horse with the Kansas City game. And it's a heartbreaker. And that's why we're also up in our feels about it, man, because it was a heartbreaker. It was a heartbreaker. And when it's that close and you lose one that big, by that little amount, that close, you start to tear it apart and fucking dissect it more than you should dissect it. It ain't the defense's fault that we lost this game. I don't put it on the defense. I put it on the coaching staff. I really do. I think it was poor management at the end of the game, and we could have won that game. I think it was bad philosophy in the one drive after the stop, and that's where the game was lost. But this season just keeps on spinning right in the right direction if you go into Atlanta and get that fucking win. And that's really all that matters. That is really all that matters. Thank each and every goddamn one of you for watching. The live watch party will be following very soon. If you missed any part of the show, you can tune in then. Thank each and every damn one of you for watching. I appreciate any second you guys spent with us here at Raider Reaction. Raider Nation, you guys are the shit, and I mean it. Give yourself a goddamn round of applause and a fucking beatbox. And I am out. Out. Peace, love. Raider Nation. Every Thursday night, right before kickoff, the Raider Reaction resident sports guru drops his last-minute nuggets on who you should start, who you should sit, and what the fuck you should do in fantasy football. Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Every game day, Show Me Raider and Raider Reaction take you to Wings, etc. on North Glenstone in Springfield, Missouri, with the Queen City Raider Nation, a family of die-hard Raider fans pillaging just for fun.
Just win, baby.
Win, lose, or tie, it's always a great time. If you're a Raider fan in Missouri, come to Wings, etc. Good wings, good heat, good God, let's eat and watch the greatest team in football.